Joining me now, former NASA astronaut and former commander of the International Space Station, Leroy Chiao. Leroy, welcome back to the show, sir. Looks like NASA stepped up its image game. I mean, that was a pretty impressive video that John had in his report. And this is historic stuff, obviously, with Artemis 2, the first crewed mission to orbit the moon since Apollo 17 went there back in 1972. But why has it taken 54 years to go back? And why aren't they landing on the moon? Because there are a lot of people who still swear we never did. Is this going to give them more evidence or more reason to spout conspiracy theories?
After we landed on the moon in 1969 and the subsequent mission concluding with Apollo 17 in 1972, we definitively won the space race and beat the Soviet Union to the moon. And so the political objectives were attained. And after that, the economy back then was not in very good shape, and the programs were cut. We started developing a space shuttle, and so that's why we haven't been back. There has not been a political reason to go back, and there hasn't been the funding. So since then, in 2004, we started the new exploration program. It has morphed, it has changed directions since then in 22 years. But here we are finally with a vehicle, with a spacecraft, and a crew ready to go back at least in the vicinity of the moon. It's important to take these steps because we can't just go back after all these years, almost 54 years, say, oh, now we're going to go land. Well, we don't have a lander, right? We know the technology, we have the technology, but you still have to develop and test the hardware. And so that first step was shaking out the Orion spacecraft. First time with crew on board, we're going to shake out the life support system, the thermal control system, communication system, especially being farthest from the Earth any spacecraft with humans has been before. And we're going to critically test the heat shield where we had some problems on Artemis 1. So a lot of things to do. This is the first step back to the moon, actually land, and then on to Mars.
A lot of critical questions can and should be answered. And then there's Artemis astronaut Christina Koch, who says tomorrow's mission could determine whether or not we're alone in the universe. Listen to this.
Could be the question of our lifetime, which is, are we alone? When we go out and meet people, people ask that all the time. Have you seen evidence of this? What can we learn? And the fact is that answering that question starts at the moon. The moon is a witness plate to our entire solar system's formation. It's a stepping stone to Mars, where we might have the most likelihood of finding evidence of past life.
Well, if there's anyone who should know, Commander Chiao, it's you. Are we alone in the universe?
Very recently, there's been data from the rovers on Mars that point very, very strongly to evidence of past life on the red planet. Billions of years ago, a couple billions of years ago, Mars was a very different place, had big oceans, big water oceans, had a thick atmosphere, different composition. Life likely happened there back then. And so I sincerely doubt we are alone. I personally believe there's intelligent life out there, and I believe it's all over the place. The problem is an issue of distance. The universe is so vast, it's almost impossible for us to really wrap our heads around it. And I think we're so far apart between places that have intelligent life that we'll likely never find each other. I don't think we've been visited. I mean, I may be wrong. Let's see what gets declassified. But, in my mind, it's definitely out there. It would be the height of arrogance to think that we're alone.
I couldn't agree more. And I was going to add the intelligent life could already be here. Meanwhile, NASA has called President Trump's first year in office the golden age of innovation and exploration. You've got to be excited about this. It looks like our country's space program is ramping up and headed in a whole new direction.
Oh, very much so. The old program was, frankly, nobody believed that after Artemis 2, Artemis 3 was going to land on the moon. That's kind of a big step. You've got to develop the landers. You've got to test them, which is what Jared Isaacman, the new administrator, has done. He's inserted a new mission saying, no, we're going to evaluate landers here in low Earth orbit first and make sure they're going to work. And so then we'll go land on the moon. So Jared Isaacman, I think a great pick for NASA administrator. The place needed to be shaken up, and he's doing exactly that.
Well, you mentioned the potential or the likelihood that at some point there will be a crewed mission to Mars. Crewed, meaning there are people on the rocket going to Mars. It sounds like that would take a very long time. How far off is that mission?
If you listen to Elon Musk, it's right around the corner, maybe 5 years or so. I think it might be a little bit more than that. The thing about Elon is he has the vision, and he drives his teams hard, and he sets these very aggressive goals. He doesn't quite hit the dates, but he gets it done. I mean, whether you're talking about SpaceX or Tesla, he generally has done what he said he's going to do. So I believe we are going to get humans to Mars, certainly in my lifetime. And I think it's going to be a partnership between a company like SpaceX, likely SpaceX, and NASA. SpaceX has the nucleus,
Can't wait.
Innovation, and NASA's got the operational experience.
Astronaut and former space station commander Leroy Chiao, we appreciate your time very much, sir. Thanks for joining the show. We'll all be watching this very closely.
My pleasure. Thank you.